I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. Okay, greetings, Taurus, all placements. Isn't that from, I think, Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz or something like that? I don't know. To be quite honest, I'm not very privy to either movies. My sisters really like those two movies, but they were not much my cup of tea. I genuinely have not watched any of them all the way through. Something about Wizard of Oz, though, because I was channeling the Yellow Brick Road a lot lately. Something about wearing yellow or golden. Something is fool's gold. Something else is actually golden, truly golden. The Golden Girls, Mean Girls, Cinderella, Cinderella. It's giving gang up vibes. Taurus, I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of issues with your reading because I do not give any energy or attention to the darker things of spiritual energy in any way, shape, or form, because God and Jesus Christ take care of all that for me. And I know every time that I'm being crucified, it is truly only going to bless me later. And I know that God only puts me in those moments because he is protecting me. And even if it seems like he's not protecting me, he's hurting me, no, he's actually saving me from a bigger hurt, or the grave, since I said that. And people aren't meant to understand your journey. That's between you and God. People are not meant to understand your path. That's between you and God. Anyone who thinks that it's between them and God, what you are meant to do in your life and your life decisions, is from the guy downstairs. And it's funny, Taurus, because there's a group of people here who are really trying to make someone who's pure, genuine, and innocent, and who actually has a relationship with Christ, who actually operates of integrity, like me, out to be some like dark person that's doing black. I don't like saying that phrase. I don't say it because I won't even give attention to it. I don't believe in giving that energy any attention because I know how God has moved mountains in my life and I know how God works in my life. I see it firsthand and I don't boast about it and I don't brag about it. And he and I have a very deep relationship and it's between us. And I operate in my integrity with that. And so I am blessed for that. And then I go through tests and I know that they will become my testimony later on. So instead of being like, why God? I'm like, okay, this is a really tough test, but at the same time, it's going to be a really bad testimony here in a bit. So Taurus, I was getting the song Black Magic from James Young. He says, I let you in my brain. I used to doubt, but now I believe. And that's the thing, Taurus. Someone was brought into somebody's life, someone more spiritual who has a deep relationship with God, was brought into someone's life who makes fun of the woo-woo. Someone, it's so funny. They're so crazy. Oh, they're so whatever. Okay. They used to doubt, Taurus, but after they really were around this person, they got scared because now they believe. And that's why they think someone does black magic because of the things that are happening around them. Did it ever occur to you that maybe horrible things are happening to you because you're a horrible person who gossips and talks crap on God's anointed ones who actually follow him and live in right relationship with him, who don't judge others, who keep their blinders on and keep their nose in their own lane? Did ever that occur to you? Because someone here is literally cuckoo and stupid, and yet they're trying to say that somebody else is when they are. But it's okay, Taurus, because the tower has already happened, or it's about to happen, and people are about to see someone's true colors. People are about to see that the person that they're talking crap on is actually the true, pure, honest one, and not the one who is doing all the talking, which is usually how it is, Taurus. If someone's got a lot to say, it's because they're the gossiper. They're the one who's full of crap. So, anyway, I don't know how you do what you do, but you do it so well. So someone is like, man, I can't stop swimming. You're my ocean. Get lost in those waves. So maybe someone here could be by the ocean, or someone has a big connection to water. Someone could really like surfing or water sports, lake time, ocean time, boat time, fishing time. Someone here is connected to that. He also says, my father warned me about girls like you. So this can also be a situation, Taurus, where someone didn't give someone an honest chance because of how they were conditioned, how they were raised to think about spiritual people or people who aren't sheep that follow what man wrote about God in Christ rather than having their own relationship with God in Christ and taking in account just, a grain of salt, an egg in the basket about what man wrote about God in Christ, the Bible, which is man-made. So there's a lot of flaws in it. There's a lot that has been changed and taken out through the years. And for you to think anything other than that, quite frankly, is really stupid. That's actually stupid. you know, God and Jesus didn't write that. So even though there are parts in their stories from man, and man is flawed, which God talks about. So why would anyone use that as law and as rule when it's written by a human that is flawed? Riddle me that. Okay, so anywho, and I'm Christian and I'm saying that, but I take that book for a grain of salt because it was written by man and man is flawed. So anywho, Taurus, there is definitely something here about someone's belief system. Someone is all up in a tizzy about it. They used to doubt, but now they really believe. But someone is like, man, everything that person says has come true. Maybe not overnight, but after a month, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. So-and-so literally called that out. I mean, the Bible even says you will know the real prophets because what they say comes to prophecy. What they prophesize comes true. Okay, so yeah, anywho, I was also hearing Where Are You by Kina and Pink Sweat. Lately, I'm feeling like I'm just not enough for you. Someone wants to know where someone is. Someone feels like someone just escaped. Someone just left. Someone's just gone. The truth remains you're gone. I've been sitting here, can't get you off my mind, but the truth remains you're gone. I'm hearing that song by Justin Timberlake. James, Justin, Jay, Jesse, Jack, Jake. Any name with a J is very strong here. Any name with a B, any name with a Y, F, K, P, S, M is here twice, T. Yeah, so any of those initials are strongly here. All you do is undermine me. Where are you? Where are you? My love has gone away. I'm just not the same. Sure, my life is lavish. I'm living large, but I don't have your heart, but I did buy that car. So someone here can be like, man, I have all the material things in life, but I don't have anything because I don't have your heart. Someone here can feel like, man, money is nothing when I don't have the person that I really love to enjoy this with. Someone here also is like, you should have just left me where I was instead of playing with my mind. So someone can, this is also big projection, Taurus, because it's like, well, why did that person leave? You know, like, you're saying, oh my gosh, my baby left me, all these things, but you're not taking accountability for why they left or why they had to leave. So there is like a lot of manipulation here, Taurus, where something isn't quite adding up. Like a story isn't adding up. Someone can be like, oh, they just left. They just ran away over the middle of the night. They just escaped. Like they're such a horrible person. And it's like, wait a minute, but why did they have to leave in the middle of the night? What did you do? Like when I had to flee from Florida because my car engine was cut, my horse was tubed with black tar, 2 feet of it that was found in his intestines during a colic surgery, because they were trying to, me and my horse, and I had to leave. And yet no one wants to believe that story, yet all of that's very true. And I even have the paperwork from my dealership of my engine. So, you know, it's just like, but I'm like, okay, I just let God deal with it. Because no one came to me and asked me, but I'm sure they had a lot to say, even though I was taking care of everyone and taking care of everyone's horses. Yeah, I wasn't paid a single penny. And I was living in a mold-infested place that flooded every time it rained. So, you know, people always have a lot to say about the help until the help leaves. And yeah, so, and then they need the help, right? So it's ridiculous. Someone here had to be really strong, strength with the death card. I didn't want to leave, but I had to. Me and my horse's life were on the line. I had to. I had no choice. But are they going to talk about that? No, of course not. Never. No. Instead, I'm the bad person because they were trying to me. Cool. Okay, we'll see how karma. Now, something isn't karmically over yet, Taurus. There is a return here. Chariot, first card out is the strongest. Very strong Cancer energy, very strong Sagittarius energy. Death, very strong Scorpio energy. 3 major arcana. Yeah, this is in a work business, literally. 7 of Swords with the 10 of Wands. This is people trying to get rid of someone, get rid of the help. They're advancing too fast. Someone is doing too well. Someone is doing too much, so we need to get rid of them. That's what this is. We need to get rid of them. Someone is doing too much. They're moving too fast. They're too balanced. They're too good at what they're doing. We need to end them. So what do? They talked a lot of chatter and tried to say that this Queen of Wands was doing black magic, literally. I can't make this up. Everything that I channeled is just clarified by the cards. When actuality, this person is very balanced, 4 of Wands, loves the home, is very well educated, is fair and walks upright with the justice energy, has genuine intentions, doesn't wish anything negative on anyone. And because of that, God is serving some harsh karma. and proving who the real devil is in this situation, Taurus.